This is a story about the little-known but remarkable women who, for over a century, have painted the landscape and culture of one of the most ruggedly beautiful places on Earth. The work of these women is an undiscovered treasure, an artistic legacy born in this timeless place and passed from one generation of artists to the next. This is a story that deserves to be told. In May of 2015, the Hockaday Museum of Art opens its doors on a groundbreaking exhibition. A timeless legacy, Women Artists of Glacier National Park honors the women who have painted in this majestic landscape for over a century. It is the first exhibition of this scope devoted solely to women artists of Glacier. The paintings of past and living artists will be shown side by side, while a film documentary brings their legacy to life. The stories of the women who came to Glacier National Park are testaments to courage, conviction, and an almost compulsive drive to make art. These were artistic pioneers, willing to cross rugged mountain ranges and endure the hardships of camp and trail in order to paint the wilderness firsthand. Among the most colorful of these women was Nellie Knopf, college professor and landscape artist.
In 1923, she purchased her first car. While she loved driving, she never learned to drive in reverse. Going backwards never interested her. She wanted to charge forward to new adventures. The Jacksonville, Illinois Courier.
In August of 2014, something very special happened. 4 women came to Glacier National Park, 4 of the finest landscape artists in the West. They came to paint, and they came to continue the legacy of those who painted here before them.
They were here and looking at some of the same mountains that we are looking at the same creeks we're looking at. And they must have been just as inspired as we are when we look at this incredible park and this pristine nature that just, it sings to you.
I think this is a long overdue recognition of those women artists that came before that I'm just finding out about and pretty excited about the work they did and the trials they went through to get the work accomplished.
So I'm thinking, boy, these were really amazing women. The travel, the inaccessibility of the place, and the fact that they've, for the most part, been written out of history. They really had to really be dedicated to what they did.
You know, they had to cowgirl up, get pretty tough about this to do this kind of stuff. You gotta love them. They were tough nuts. And so is the story of women in most things. But we have had so much fun getting to know these women, and it's time. It's time that they're shown and celebrated.
Over the past century, many exceptional women have painted in Glacier National Park. Very few of these artists and their works are known. Even fewer have been celebrated. And far too many have been lost to history. With this exhibition and accompanying documentary, the Hockaday Museum of Art honors the legacy of all of the spirited, independent women who have painted and will continue to paint the grandeur of this timeless place.
When I think about why artists are drawn to Glacier, I think it's because so many people have transformational experiences here. They feel like they're seeing the world for the first time, or they have that sense that they could be the first humans to witness it. When you are in the backcountry or Logan Pass, just that juxtaposition of plants, animals, flora, and the incredible scenery here, just everything about it comes together and gives it this timeless quality that I think people really connect with.
I find it an almost unbelievable beauty, mountains of marvelous form and color, lifting snow-capped walls into the sky, and such lovely mountain lakes that one is wholly gripped with enchantment. Nellie Augusta Knopf, in a letter from Glacier Park, 1925.
Well, shortly before Ken and I moved to Brazil, he was with Dun & Bradstreet. We had 2 children, but I bought my first paint starter kit in Rio de Janeiro, and then I was copying postcards. Big career starting out here. And I told myself, really, I wasn't looking for a career, but I was looking to put pictures on our walls that didn't look like we lived in a motel room. And so the plaster of Paris, you know, violin player or whatever he was, went down and my pictures went up.
Well, we have to have the same qualities that a man has to have. The first thing is you have to have an enormous drive to make it in this business. It doesn't matter if you're male or female. Being an artist in America is an interesting trip. You know, the money doesn't come at first. The money may never come. You have to be in this because you love art or because you love your subject, because there's a lot of tough times. Your painting is standing out there on its own. Your message, your technique, whatever, your shortcomings, you're naked once that stuff's on the wall. I mean, you almost have to be stark raving mad. You know, the weaklings fall off on the sides. By the time you're hanging out with this group that I've been with, the wimps aren't around. It's last artist standing.
I took one hike up on Logan Pass in the rain, and the clouds were coming in and leaving, and the trees were being caressed by these clouds, and then it would dissipate, and you'd see this bit of a glacier, and you just stood there mesmerized by how incredibly beautiful it is. And I kept thinking, God, how lucky I am that I am in this environment working, that this is my job.
It is so fresh and alive. It has a life to it. You know, aside from all the beautiful scenes that you don't have to make happen, they happen out there for you. Plein air painting to me is a pure art form because it's just you and that scene you're looking at. Particularly on the east side of the park, I feel like I'm coming home and my shoulders go down about 6 inches. And I relax into being immersed in this landscape that sometimes gives me a good painting if I'm woman enough to take it.